Welcome to Our Highest Work, a podcast where we are gathering and sharing the best ideas for spiritually based business success. My name is George Kao, and today's episode is all about launching a successful business, or what I might call true livelihood. And to begin the episode, I'd like to share a quote, which I usually do at the beginning of each episode. And today's quote is from David Allen, who's the author of the very famous book, Getting Things Done. The book actually is one I would highly recommend. It's one that I read back in, I think, 2006, and it really had a profound impact in my life, in my way of doing my work. And I diligently applied the concepts for a couple of years, and it really did make a difference in my workflow and how I do and how I am productive and how I manage all the overwhelm of information and tasks in our life. And so I do recommend it, Getting Things Done by David Allen. Anyway, this is the very simple quote from him, which is, "You can do anything, but not everything." And I would add to that, you can do anything, but just not all at once. And so a lot of being successful in launching a business is prioritization and overcoming some challenges, of course. And in fact, that's what we'll spend our time talking about today. I asked the community of Our Highest Work, and also on my Facebook page, I asked people what their greatest challenge was in launching a business successfully, especially a solopreneur, service-based business. If you are a coach, if you are a healer, a consultant, most of my audience are folks like that, like myself. And so the challenges in launching a business, typically things like technology and time, self-doubt, marketing. So we're going to cover some of the greatest questions today, and my responses based on my experience of coaching a lot of people, sort of what my best solutions and answers to those are. And if you listen to this episode and apply the ideas that I share and get help, if you need any help to apply these ideas, I promise you, you will soar above your challenges and be able to create a true livelihood, work that fulfills you immensely, emotionally, that challenges you mentally, that grows you spiritually, and sustains you financially. So let's go right into the content. And as you might know, I like to share my mind map. So I'm going to do that for those who are watching the video. For those who are just listening, you can always watch the video later. But I am going to just share with you everything that I can share on the mind map vocally, so you can follow along as well. All right, just give me one moment here. Okay, so you probably are familiar with this mind map. I've gone over it before. I've now renamed it. It used to be called Simple Livelihood Map, and now it's called Authentic Livelihood Map for Solopreneurs, because I realized it was really getting quite complex. It's very, very comprehensive and very rich, but it's no, I wouldn't call it simple anymore, so that's why I'm calling it Authentic Livelihood Map for Solopreneurs. Now, what I'm going to address today is, again, like the frequently asked questions, the greatest questions. So I will go over a few of these items, and I'll let you look at the mind map in detail later. So first thing we'll talk about is technology, because I know that the technology question is great on the minds of many of you in terms of launching a business. You're overwhelmed with the technology. You feel really challenged by it. You feel like you just, if you can't handle the technology, maybe you shouldn't be in business, especially doing online marketing. Well, let me assure you, I have had many clients who have begun as being challenged by the technology, as being almost in despair about the technology, and because they were willing to patiently take it step by step, they are so good at the technology now that some of them have become tutors of other people in the online marketing technology. So please just know that you can change. You really can. And it just takes a little bit of patience and just taking it step by step. And so I have done whatever I can to help with that by posting helpful tutorials and tips, and let me share with you what those are here. So first of all, it is extremely helpful to learn the thing that my biggest answer to technology is number one, you've got to learn how to search the internet in the most savvy way possible. Learn how to search the internet. And I'm going to give you two links from the mind map, and I'll put those in the show notes after I record this. But these are the two links. One is called Internet Search Tips, and the other one is called How to Learn Technology, which is a YouTube tutorial that I put together on how to find free, awesome, free tutorials about the most important technologies that we usually use to build our business online. And it can be all found for free on YouTube. And so I give you a tutorial on how to do that. It's all free here. And the Internet Search Tips, anyway, I'll put links to that in the show notes. The other major tip about technology is practice and get better at hiring affordable technology help using odesk.com, odesk.com. And so some of the most helpful things to hire people for is to hire someone to tutor you on technology over screen sharing. In other words, they will get on screen sharing with you. Screen sharing is free if you use something like, the one I like to use is called zoom.us, zoom, Z-O-O-M.us. Okay, so that's the one I use, and it's free if you do a screen sharing meeting of 40 minutes or shorter. It's free. And you know, a 40-minute technology tutorial session is plenty for each session. So you use it for free, and it's reliable. It's the most reliable one I've found thus far for screen sharing. So imagine, right, for screen sharing, imagine someone is watching you, so they will begin with you at the very first step. You know, if you need help using Facebook, you know, they'll watch you as you start to use Facebook, and they'll give you tips on, all right, do this instead. You know, you move your mouse over here and click that instead. They will tutor you and be as patient as possible. So please go to Odesk and find someone like that. If it's too technical for you, if it's not something you do all the time, then you might want to hire someone on Odesk to actually do it for you, if it's an occasional type of task, or if it's something that you really don't want to learn. Okay, now important hiring tip is that when you first hire someone, don't say, I found my perfect tech person. I'm going to give this person all of my tech work. No, try someone out for 30 to 90 minutes first. Give them a say, you know what, I'm new to hiring on Odesk, or I'm new to hiring this type of position. Can I please try you out for just an hour or 30 minutes first? And then we'll see about our working relationship. And if it works well, I'll continue to hire you for more. And of course, if it works well, I'll also refer you to other friends who might be needing your services, right? So try them out and then gradually give them more hours. So maybe the first session went well, great. Hire them for another two 1-hour sessions, and then see if that goes well, and then hire them for another 2 or 4. You know, do that. And I have a mind map specifically on how to hire well and where to find people, and that's also linked right here in this mind map. So be sure to check that out. Lots of great resources here for that. Okay, let's move on to another common question I get from you all, which is, what if you are an introvert and you prefer not to be in the limelight? How do you balance managing your own energy and you know, so that it's not drained by your public life? Okay, so my answer is this: there are two issues going on with sort of building an introverted, being an introvert and building a business with online marketing. One is your energy management habits, and the other one is doing marketing that's aligned with your introvertedness, with your personality. Okay, so first of all, your energy management. Now, you have to realize that it's not just that you have to find the right marketing strategies. You have to learn how to manage your energy well. And in our mind map here, in the success habits node, I've given you basically my best advice for how to manage your energy. So click on success habits, and then click on productivity habits. And then here, you have mindset management, time management, energy management, online project, online technology learning. This stuff I recommend you really dig into. I have lots of tips for you. But oftentimes we mess up on the basics. Seriously, if you get the basics of your energy management down, you will go a long way. You will be more successful than most of your peers. Things like your exercise routine. Do you have that down? Things like your diet. Are you eating foods that don't give you this big sugar crash? Things like getting enough sleep. Are you doing that? Are you sleeping early enough so that you can get enough sleep? Things like your daily spiritual practices. Are you doing that on a regular basis? If you get the basics down, and the basics are not something you do once in a life, it's not something you get right once and then it's always right for the rest of your life. It takes maintenance. So remember that. Remember, you always have to come back to the basics first, and then there's more. Okay. So be sure to look at the success habits node and check that out in our mind map. Okay. So the other thing is to choose marketing activities that is well matched for you. So so for example, if you don't like to speak in front of people, but you still want to do online marketing, writing is one of those things that's very effective online. As you practice writing, as you practice blogging, you will get better and better. I promise you. Even if because let's say you want to write, but you just don't have the time, or you feel like your writing isn't as good as it can be. Well, the answer to that is to write on a regular basis. It may be writing every day. There's a wonderful blog post that I'd like to refer you to called "How Writing a Day Changed My Life." And I will put the link to that in the show notes as well. As How Writing 1,000 Words a Day Changed My Life. This blog post is really great, really inspirational, and really practical. So be sure to check that out. Some of you don't have time to write every day. It's okay, but be sure, if you want to get great at writing blog posts that go viral, that really bring new people to you, new prospective clients, then be sure to practice your writing either every day or set aside time to do it every couple of days, or even once a week, a chunk of like 3 to 4 hours. It depends on how you like to work. I like to work in small chunks of 30 to 60 minutes each, sometimes even 15-minute chunks. It gets, I find that the less time I work, the more focused I tend to be during that time. So it may be for you less time, but some of you may want to work a longer chunk, okay, a longer chunk of time. That may work better for you to get into it. So again, introvertedness, it's about getting back to the basics of energy management and whatever else you need to manage your energy, and also to choose marketing activities that are matching your style, such as blogging. Maybe it's recording a podcast but not doing it live like I do. There's many other marketing activities you could choose. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Okay, the next one is time. Okay. This is a big thing for most of us. And one, I will again refer you to the success habits node and go to the productivity habits area and check out my time management tips. Okay? I've given you my best ideas here. If you have any questions about time management, I love answering questions about that. I really welcome you to ask in our online community your questions about time management. Go to ourhighestwork.com/community and post your challenge with time management, whatever it may be. I'd love to respond to you there. Okay, so but one thing I'll say about time management, okay, is that the chances are you are probably subscribed to too many email newsletters. This is something that's easy for us to, a bad habit that's easy for all of us to get into these days. Here is my recommendation. When you look at your email inbox today, or next time you process your email inbox, unsubscribe from any email newsletter that you don't open every single time they send it, or every other time they send it. Okay, please do not. I encourage you, no longer save emails that you might want to read later, because how much has that worked? Now, this requires a shift in perspective. As you know, I love to talk about spirituality in this podcast, because this is a podcast about spiritually based business success, right? And here's a perspective about spirituality. Your true needs will always be cared for. Your true needs will always be cared for, always. So even if from now until the end of time, you somehow aren't able to do email anymore, you aren't able to read emails anymore. Okay, your true needs will still be cared for. If you are meant to build a business, okay, even if you for some reason choose never to do email again, you can still build a successful business. You don't need to keep all these emails. Please unsubscribe. You will feel a weight lifted off your shoulders. You will have better focus in your day. You'll have less energy drains. Whenever you need information, you can search for it online. Okay, whenever you actually need the information, why try to save all that stuff and put it in folders? Why not just search for it online? It's all there for free, and it's always being updated for you online. So the better thing is to learn how to search at the internet rather than saving information for possible later use. Okay, I stopped saving information long ago, and I'm so glad I did. Right? Okay, let's move on to I want to do two more topics. Well, actually, I just want to do one more topic, which is self-doubt. I've already talked about hiring, which is the other thing I wanted to talk about. But let's talk about self-doubt, because I think this is a topic that that really holds a lot of us back. One, I am not confident that I can be successful. Okay, that's a common question. And so if you're not confident you can be successful, I ask you to play with me a mind game. Imagine, what would you say to a child who wants to learn how to ride a bicycle but says she's not confident she can succeed? She might fall on the bicycle. She might look stupid riding the bike. She might not ever be able to ride a bike. What would you say to a child who wants to learn how to ride a bike? Would you say that, you know what, you're right, you're not confident in learning how to ride a bike, you probably shouldn't. You just, that's it. You're right. No, you wouldn't say that. You would say, okay, let's say you did know how to ride a bike, or you know someone who knows how to ride a bike. You would say, you know what, I know how to ride a bike, or I know someone who knows how to ride a bike. Let me teach you the steps to riding a bike, or let me have my friend teach you the steps. Okay. The translation for you would be this. What I would say is, you can absolutely build a successful livelihood for yourself, an authentic livelihood for yourself. You simply need and it doesn't matter if you don't feel confident. The answer is not, I don't feel confident, therefore I don't do anything. Okay, or the answer is, you simply take each step by step, and you simply find the guidance you need to build a business. Do the internet searches, study this mind map, things like that. Okay, and then you would also say to the child, don't worry, I will be right here with you along the way. And my translation for you would be, find a friend or a colleague or a coach or a community, just like our highest work, okay, who is interested in supporting you along the way. I'm interested in helping you along the way through our community. So please join our community, ourhighestwork.com/community, and along the way post your challenges, post your questions, and let the community and me support you along the way. Okay? And what else would you say to the child? When you try a little bit, when you get on this bike, just even for 10 seconds, just practice sitting on the bike, you will grow your confidence. And then if you practice sitting on the bike for another half a minute, you will grow your confidence and you'll feel more comfortable on the bike. And then try stepping the pedal forward once. You'll feel more confident stepping the pedal forward 2 more times next time. You see what I mean? So my translation to you is, when you make small steps in your business, you will gain experience. And then that experience will make you more confident for the next steps. If you make a mistake, the answer is to not stop. The answer is to get some guidance so you know how to make better steps next time. All right? Okay. Let's go on to another common question is, I'm not sure where to start. I'm not sure where to start. My answer for you is to come into this mind map and follow this mind map. Start with either the artist's path or the entrepreneur's path, or start with the FAQ, the frequently asked questions. But I have put together thoughtfully for you 2 paths that you can take. And you can take both paths. You can do one path for one type of project and another path for another type of project. But follow these paths carefully, diligently, and you are far more likely to build an authentic livelihood, a successful one, than most people out there who don't have a clear and an effective path like this. So that's my answer for you, is if you don't know where to start, come into this mind map and diligently follow each path, either the artist path or the entrepreneur's path. The artist path is where you don't care about making money so much, you care about building an authentic, you care about the meaning part of the livelihood first. If you care about the money first, your money is important to you right now, then follow the entrepreneur's path and follow that diligently. And I'm giving you all the guidance I can here in the mind map for that. Okay, to find the mind map, you would go to georgecow.com/. There. Okay, so with that, I hope you've gotten a lot out of today's episode, and I encourage you again, implement the ideas that you've heard here. Take it step by step, and you are guaranteed to succeed if you are willing to take it step by step, find guidance along the way, and just be patient, a little bit patient with yourself, and always find community to support you. You are guaranteed to succeed if you keep on going and keep on trying different things to get to the vision that you want to get to. All right, so as always, I would be so delighted to hear from you, and if you want to make comments about this episode, you can go to ourhighestwork.com/49, ourhighestwork.com/49. I would prefer, this is episode 49, I would prefer your comments on the Facebook thread if possible, so that it's easier for me to respond in the Facebook thread than on the YouTube comments page. And I'm always also open to your feedback about this podcast. Is there one thing I can improve on to make this podcast more interesting for you, make it more useful for you, make it more delightful for you? Let me know what that one thing is. You can go to ourhighestwork.com, click on contact, and you can even submit an anonymous feedback for me so that I don't know who you are, but you can be as honest as you can. I so appreciate your honesty. Lastly, if you found this episode to be helpful, help me to reach more people with this information. Simply click like on this episode to help more people find it, or if you can even share it on social media, that would do a great thing for this podcast and for the people who get to see it. And so I look forward to being with you until our next episode. Hopefully I'll see you in the community. And until then, know always that your true needs will always be met. You are being deeply cared for in ways that you cannot even imagine. So because of that, always keep your thoughts positive and keep your heart open. Stay well.